Hello, it is 5 a.m. in Washington. It's 11 a.m. in Tripoli. I'm Monita Rajpal.
And I'm Zain, Verjee. You're watching World One live.
Begin this hour in Libya, where rebels fighting Muammar Gaddafi say his forces are continuing to attack despite the government announcing a ceasefire. An opposition spokesman in the town of Misrata told CNN it has been heavily bombarded with more than 60 people killed in the past 4 days. Reporting there, the no-fly zone got the backing of the UN Security Council last week, but China, Russia, India and other countries have argued against foreign intervention. Questions about the operation persist, and there are no clear answers on what the end game will be. Shashank Joshi joins us now. He's an associate fellow at the Royal United Services Institute. Thank you very much for being with us. There are so many questions about what the objective is. We understand that the objective under the resolution 1973 is to protect civilians. But does that mean Muammar Gaddafi gets to stay?
It says protect civilians under the threat of attack. And if that threat is deemed to come from Colonel Gaddafi himself, you may see this mission expand to focus on Gaddafi rather than focus on the military aspects to the east.
But right now they don't have the legal, the coalition, they don't have the legal objective and the legal right to do that.
Well, it says under threat of attack, so it's an incredibly elastic resolution.
Quickly, before I let you go quickly, Barack Obama says this should take days, not weeks. Unrealistic?
Absolutely. This is the typical story from these interventions. It takes months and not weeks, in fact.
Mr. Joshi, thank you very much. Well, the unrest in Libya has raised fears over the country's weapons stockpile. According to military experts, to Anna's report there, people in Japan are also keeping a close eye on the cold conditions and the shifting winds. Meteorologist Gemma Delgado is at the World Weather Center with details on that. Jen.
Hi, Monita, you're right, and we are paying close attention to the winds, and we'll continue to do so. Winds right now are changing in a more favorable... Send it back over to you.
Jen, thank you very much. The grief and loss are weighing heavily on the survivors of last week's disaster. Many of them are only now burying the loved ones they lost. Kyung La's report contains some images that some of you may find disturbing. Sport, the NBA playoffs are near and contenders are stepping up their games. Don Rodelsh joins us now with details from a big Monday night in basketball.
Absolutely right. Hi, Monita. Hello to you as well. The Boston Celtics and the Chicago Bulls have both secured their tickets to the NBA playoffs this season. The big question...
That was impressive, though. Djokovic was impressive.
He is on form.
All right, Don, thank you very much.
You're watching World One live from London. You've seen the planes, you've heard about the missile strikes, but just how far is the coalition?
In Europe, the question of who is in charge is being asked. France's military action has attracted criticism in some quarters, while Britain's David Cameron insists coalition efforts to protect civilians is legal and necessary. We're joined by Jim Bitterman in Paris and Matthew Chance outside Downing Street in London. Jim, let's begin with you. What is being said about France's role right now? Of course, the initial onslaught of military action has been criticized, that France went on without really consulting its coalition partners. But now, in terms of who is in charge, what are people in France saying? All right, Jim Bitterman there in Paris, thank you for that. Let's head over now to Downing Street and CNN's Matthew Chance. What's being said there at number 10 about exactly who is in control of this operation right now?
Well, I think just like in France, as Jim was reporting, there's a certain amount of ambiguity here in London as well about who will take control.
You're watching World One. One day we didn't know what to do with it, and the next day some of us can't live without it. 5 years after its launch, Twitter has revolutionized communication, but as Puppy Harlow reports, there were plenty of people who never thought it would make it this far.
Let me just say a couple of words about that Twitter.
Look at what's trending on social media right now. At number 3, World Water Day. Around the world today, people are sharing ways that they're saving water and telling others to do the same. It's a discussion that you can get involved in. The Twitter hashtag is Water2011. At number 2, lots of online tributes for legendary blues pianist Pinetop Perkins following his death. He's being fondly remembered as one of the last great Mississippi bluesmen. The Grammy Award-winning musician was 97 years old. And at number 1, Japan's Prime Minister is launching an official Facebook page, which is becoming popular very fast. Naota Kan's office says it's a way for people to keep up to date with everything about the earthquake and the relief efforts there. The page, which is in English, has gone from 65 likes to well over 2,000 in a matter of hours. And remember, we're also on Facebook. You'll find more of the top stories.
Back down here on Earth, you're watching World One live from London. I'm Zain.
And I'm Monita Rajpal. Thank you for joining us. Just to make Zain a little bit happier, we want to give you another look at the man-made shuttle.
Yeah, I mean, it's working in perfect precision. You've got thousands of staff from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. They're recreating the spacecraft that's now retiring from service. Looks like fun.